Before Abram had even returned fully from the chaos of battle, a figure appeared on the horizon, a man carrying bread and wine. He was Melchizedek, the king of Salem and priest of God Most High, and his arrival marked a moment in Scripture that often goes unnoticed. Abram had just rescued Lot and reclaimed what the enemy had taken, yet God chose to remind him that the true victory had never been in human strength or strategy. Melchizedek blessed Abram, saying, "Blessed be Abram, by God Most High, creator of heaven and earth, and blessed be God Most High, who delivered your enemies into your hand." This was not about wealth or titles, but about recognizing the unseen hand of God behind the events of the night. The blessing was a spiritual checkpoint, a reminder that Abram's triumph belonged to God alone, and that obedience and faith were more valuable than armies or riches. In response, Abram gave Melchizedek a tenth of all he had recovered. It was not a bribe nor a forced tribute. It was a declaration of trust and humility. Abram understood that everything he had, the men, the wealth, even the rescue itself, was orchestrated by God and not by human effort. This brief encounter resonates through Scripture as a foreshadowing of the eternal priesthood, a subtle but powerful moment where faith and divine blessing intersected with the human story. The story reminds us that victory is not always measured by what we conquer, but by whether we recognize God's hand guiding our steps. Abram's battle was extraordinary, but the meeting with Melchizedek shows that the quiet spiritual victories are just as important as those fought with sword and strategy. In Genesis 14, we see that true triumph comes not from our strength, but from alignment with God's purpose and the humility to acknowledge His guidance in every aspect of life.